Hi, Amit. Thank you for having me. For the next few minutes, I'm gonna talk about a bit about life cycle based campaigns and why is it so important to differ between the campaigns by life cycle stage. And I'm gonna also give you one example per life cycle stage. I'll focus only on the new, active, and churn life cycle stages. So let's start with the new lifecycle stage. First example is a welcome email. So new customers are customers that are fairly new to your brand, and obviously you want to keep them with you after that short period of time when they're in the new lifecycle stage. So you can send a welcome email. Based on our best practices, we saw that this kind of campaign actually increases the activity without even sending a promotion. So that's great news. What you can include in the welcome email is first to congratulate the customers for joining your brand, for having their first deposit or having their first purchase. You want to include some education about the brand because brand awareness is super important in those first weeks when the customer is new. You can include a link to the promotion page if it's gaming, or a link to bestsellers page if it's e-commerce. You can tell them if you have an app, customer service, why is it safe and secure to place a deposit or a purchase on your specific brand, and so on and so forth. So the objective for these lifecycle stage would be to increase the migration rate to the active lifecycle stage, and also to decrease the one-timers rate or the one-time depositors rate. Moving on to the active lifecycle stage. Active customers are customers that are active and engaged with your brand. So your objective for these customers is totally different from the new customers. What we can do with the active customers is actually to defer them by their chances to churn. So what you see here is an example of a risk of churn campaign for the active customers. For low risk of churn customers, for low risk of churn customers, your objective is to upsell or cross-sell them. These customers are super engaged. They're not in risk of churning, so you can try and cross-sell them to another product or another category. Or you can upsell, for example, if their average order value or average deposit amount is $50, perhaps you can try and increase their value by giving them a promotion if they place a deposit or a purchase greater than $50. For mid-risk customers, your main objective is to just prevent them from churning. You can offer them a promotion. And for high risk of churn customers, you want to prevent them from churning by offering a stronger offer. So these customers actually receive the strongest offer out of these three. And your objective for these life cycle stage is first to maintain their activity and to increase the retention rate, and also to maximize the revenue. Again, this is mostly for customers that are not in risk of churn. Moving on to the churn lifecycle stage, which are customers that used to be active and have churned. So something made them churn, and you want them, to make them reactivate and have an activity again. So this specific campaign is a login campaign, which means yesterday they logged in the site, so they were interested in your brand, but today they're still in the churn lifecycle stage. So what you can do is send a campaign and hit the iron while it's hot and send an enhanced offer. Because these customers are churn customers, it's a bit harder to make them have an activity, for example, when comparing them to an active customer. So you want to send a strong offer to these customers and try and reactivate them. So although it was only 3 examples, 1 per life cycle stage, there are much more examples of campaigns per life cycle stage, and there are much more life cycle stages. And this is a part of what we do in the strategic services. So if you do have any more questions about campaign ideas or other lifecycle stages or anything else, you can always feel free to contact me. And that's it. So thank you very much.